G'day guys, this is Holy Critics signing in with a rant today that I think is going to make your blood boil. Now, maybe you're aware of this, but in the last day, a massive scandal has broken in Hollywood involving a whole bunch of liberal actors, let's just say, including Felicity Huffman of Desperate Housewives fame and Loughlin of the Full House series. And what these two actresses have done, and they're just two of about 50 people, high-profile people, and what they've done is show how their entitlement has extended beyond themselves and into their children. And what it relates to is basically they've got dunce children. Their children aren't good enough to get into Ivy League, colleges like Yale or Stanford or University of Southern California or UCLA. Their kids are not smart. They've got dumb kids. But because of their vanity, because of their narcissism, they can't stomach the idea that their children can't get into these prestigious schools. And it's somewhat of an embarrassment to their ego that their children aren't going to make it as big as them. So what they've gone and done is they paid an organizer, a mobster, to rig exam results and bribe administrators at these various colleges to falsely accept their children into the school. And in the case of Felicity Huffman, what she's gone and done with her husband, William H. Macy, who's another actor, is they've paid $15,000 to have someone who's not their daughter sit the SAT in place of her, which resulted in a 1420 SAT score, which is very high level admission. I mean, anybody get in at that level. But her daughter obviously wasn't smart enough to achieve those results, so they've gone and bought a result. And in the case of Loughlin, she's paid even more. She's paid $500,000 to have her two daughters designated as recruits for the USC crew team, which is a rowing team. And neither of the girls are involved in sport, which is baffling. I mean, I don't even know. How could you get into college claiming that you're an athlete, and then when you get to college, you've never even done that sport before? How do you even get in? And the level of entitlement to all this is disgusting. And I rant about Hollywood liberals and this and that, but this is actually damaging the universities because it's showing that they're not interested in academia. They're interested in making as much and extorting as much money as they can out of rich families. You got enough money, you can get into Stanford. Doesn't matter about how smart you are. Some dumb kid who's born to a rich family is going to get in before your kid. And these kids, these brats, don't even appreciate what they're getting. In the case of Loughlin's daughter, listen to what she says about college, how she feels about the college experience that we all hear about in the movies. Let's have a little look.
I don't know how much of school I'm going to attend, but I'm going to go in and talk to my deans and everyone and hope that I can try and balance it all. But I do want the experience of like game days, partying. I don't really care about school, as you guys all know.
I don't really care about school, you know? Yeah, because you didn't earn it. You didn't work hard to get there. You're given it. And some poor sucker out there who would have got in place of this girl here, her name's Olivia Jade, by the way. Her channel is anyway, I don't know if that's her real name. But she got into her college in place of somebody who worked hard, but was told, you just didn't quite meet the threshold. You just didn't quite make it. Because this girl here, her parents paid $500,000 to get her in. And Felicity Huffman and Loughlin are facing heavy jail time for fraud. And the guy who ran the operation, his name was... I didn't have it here. Maybe on here they'll have it. It's this guy here, Rick Singer. He is facing decades in prison if he doesn't do a plea deal for racketeering. Haven't heard that term in a while. Racketeering, apparently. And the FBI, you don't normally see them use emotive language, but right here they are basically grilling these two actresses. Have a little listen to this segment.
Make no mistake, this is not a case where parents were acting in the best interests of their children. This is a case where they flaunted their wealth, sparing no expense, to cheat the system so they could set their children up for success with the best education money could buy, literally. Some spent anywhere from $200,000 to $6.5 million for guaranteed admission.
Wait, $6.5 million? Wow. Wow. Maybe it works like the dumber your kid, the harder they have to work to get him into the college. So I'd love to know who spent the $6.5 million. Please, I hope that gets revealed.
Their actions were, without a doubt, insidious, selfish, and shameful. And the real victims in this case are the hardworking students who did everything they could to set themselves up for success in the college admissions process, but ended up being shut out because far less qualified students and their families simply bought their way in.
And that's right. Their kids are better than your kids. Not by any merit basis, but just they bought their way in. Your kids don't deserve a spot over rich kids. And at this point, who in their right mind would send their kids to one of these Ivy League schools? Being in Australia, I never quite understood what the whole prestige behind these schools are. As far as I'm concerned, they're indoctrination camps. But why would you spend so much money to get your kid into a college? In Australia, you just go to the nearest college. You don't think, I need to travel between states to go to the best one. They're all about the same level. There's no, like, one's better than the other. You go to the one that you can drive to and get home at a reasonable time. You don't live on campus. Australia doesn't have the dorm culture, the hazing culture, the sorority culture. We laugh at that because that has nothing to do with your education. That's about getting drugs and having promiscuous sex on demand. Hardworking people don't do that. They appreciate the college that they're at and they work hard and they study hard to get the high distinction grades. They're not thinking about how I'm going to get along with this little clique and that little clique. It's not school. It's not primary school. It's not senior school. It's college. You're an adult now. It's baffling. Alright guys, so please tell me your thoughts about whether you think these parents should face serious jail time for fraud and bribery. And on a wider scale, do you think these colleges, these Ivy League colleges, have lost all credibility in the modern age? Do you think that this practice of pay-to-play, elitist scamming has been going on for decades and decades now, and it finally needs to be nipped in the bud and stopped because it's hurting the credibility of educational institutions in the United States? And just finally, guys, make sure you throw a big thumbs up behind this video if you enjoyed watching it, and also don't forget to subscribe on the left of screen and press the notification bell so you never miss one of my latest rants. But for now, God bless, stay safe, and this is Holy Critic, signing out.